Alright guys, man, YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Nate on top, NOT man, aka NOT, and we are here with a video. This is apart from what we've been doing for a while, man. For the past couple videos, we've been reacting to totally different things, man, but we're back on the non-stop. Now this video is talking about the entire history of LeBronto. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with basketball, you're not familiar with LeBronto. So let me give you a short, summary of basically what LeBronto is. So LeBron James, around the time when he used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, all the way until he came back, so Cleveland, Miami, and then back to Cleveland, LeBron James multiple times played the Toronto Raptors in the playoffs. And every single time, pretty much every single time, even in the regular season, he's went against the Toronto Raptors, it's been complete obliteration. I remember one time, I believe he was on the Cavs. It got so bad that Norman Powell, or I think it was Norman Powell, he literally gave up on a play, and LeBron was literally trying to show him how to do the play. And I believe Iman Shumpert was talking about it. But if we have a clip, man, go ahead and play the clip
James
right there, man.
Shaking his head at him.
Get over here!
Tell you what, Norm.
Because that is some serious, interesting stuff right there, man. But yeah, LeBronto was basically LeBronto taking over Toronto for the past 10 years or decade, man, so they named it, instead of Toronto, LeBronto, the LeBronto Raptors. One of the main reasons why they gave up DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, because they thought, LeBron was gonna stay with, on the east side. So in order to match up, they got somebody who previously played LeBron in the finals, and also ended up getting finals MVP while playing against him. So it makes a lot of sense, but I believe this video will get better into detail exactly what I'm trying to explain right here. But yeah, man, we're trying to get to 1,000 by April. Let's make it happen. Hit that sub button. It's free. You know that commercial, man. Free. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. And yeah, man, intro's not gonna stay much longer. Let's get it.
Reggie Miller was known as the Knicks killer. Michael Jordan tormented the Cavaliers, and Shaq ruled over the Sacramento Kings. But in all of NBA history, nobody bullied a franchise more than LeBron James bullied the Toronto Raptors. The term LeBronto was coined in 2018, but it all started back in 2005. LeBron scored 56 points in Air Canada Centre, which was his career high at the time, and it's still the most points anyone has scored on Canadian soil. LeBron's 56 was also a scoring record for a Toronto opposing player, but that stood for only 1 year before Kobe gave them the business with 81 points.
It's crazy, bro. Toronto be getting the smack down, bro. Ever since as of lately, man. But like back then, Toronto was getting smacked around by Kobe's 81. Jalen Rose got that 81-point olive all in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
A drink, Mr. Bryant?
Yeah, I'll have a vodka martini.
How many olives would you like?
81.
Bruh. Emotional, damn it!
But yeah, man. I mean, the Toronto Raptors, hey, they've been getting the pain, and finally in 2019 they delivered the pain and won their first championship ever with Kawhi.
And an 81-point game.
Hopefully
and then in
that
2008, King James had another
audio ratio
game
is
in Canada,
correct.
but this time it was all thanks to trash talking. Chris Bosh's girlfriend kept heckling LeBron, while the Raptors built a 20-point lead.
Oh yeah, I remember watching a clip of that.
From James, she got especially sassy, which pissed LeBron off. And a pissed off LeBron means only one thing: big trouble. The King then scored 24 points in the fourth quarter and propelled a Cavaliers comeback, which became the biggest blown lead in Raptors history. Then after the game, he pointed at Bosh's girlfriend and said, "It's your fault. They lost."
Dang, I wonder what was the conversation after the game between her and Chris Bosh, man. He was probably like, why did you do that, man? Why did you cost us the game? Why did you have to run your mouth, LeBron? I just wanted to talk smack because he's the king and all that. Is that why you cost us the game? But let's continue.
Because of
let's continue, bro.
It's cold,
man, that's tough.
I see you had a few heckling fans down there.
Yeah, they the reason why the Raptors lost tonight. Cause
it's crazy. Then they became teammates, Chris Bosh and
LeBron. During his first stint in
LeBron.
Cleveland, LeBron had a 19-6 record against Toronto. But when he took his talents to South Beach, it went from bad to worse for the Raptors. LeBron and the Heat won 14 straight regular season games against Toronto, and James remained undefeated against the Raptors while he was in Miami. In a 9-year span between
Automatic
December
dub when you play the
2006
Raptors.
and November 2015, LeBron lost to the Raptors only twice, which is an unheard of level of dominance. However, that was all in the regular season, and the real tyranny started in the 2016 playoffs. In 2016, Toronto was a team on the rise. They finished second in the Eastern Conference
DeMar
behind
DeRozan,
the Cavs,
still
winning
a
the
beast.
franchise record 56
Just needs to get on the right
games.
team,
For the
man.
first time ever, they won
That's
more
been
than
the
50
story of
games.
DeMar DeRozan's
And what was
career.
also unprecedented,
He just
they
can't
had
find the
two
right team.
All-Stars on their roster, a backcourt duo of Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. Before 2016, the Raptors won only one playoff series in their 20-year franchise history, when Vince Carter led them to a first-round series win in 2001. And then DeRozan rose to the occasion and won Game 7 of the first round against the Pacers. The second round against
Bounce
the Heat
PG
offered
out.
another thriller and another Game
Very
7.
interesting.
And this time it was Lowry who led the Raptors to victory and their first berth to the conference finals. The Raptors looked like a serious contender for the first time in franchise history.
Yeah, they were
ran
a
into the
threat.
biggest challenge in the world, a 5-time reigning Eastern Conference champion, the King, LeBron James. In the first 2 games in Cleveland, things immediately went south for the guest from the North. The Cavs obliterated Toronto in both games, and the Raptors never came close to
Vicious.
victory. But when the series moved to Canada, Toronto's All-Stars showed that they belong on the biggest stage.
Drives and throws it down. DeMar DeRozan with the slam.
In Game 3, Lowry and DeRozan combined for
Let me turn it
52
up.
points, and they beat Cleveland by 15. In Game 4, Kyle and DeMar were even better, with 67 points between them, and the series was tied. Raptors fans started believing that this was finally their year, but in Game 5, they had to swallow another bitter pill. The Cavs blew out the Raptors in the first quarter, and the game was over by halftime, as Cleveland held a 31-point lead. The Raptors ultimately lost by 38, which is still Toronto's worst playoff loss ever. In Game 6
Crazy.
in Canada, the Raptors hoped to force another Game 7, but LeBron and Kyrie shut those dreams down. It was another blowout, and the King showed that he's in another stratosphere compared to Toronto's best players. James looked like a tank bulldozing over track.
It's crazy, believe it or not, even though I don't think LeBron James is a GOAT, man.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
He's gotta be, he's second place, man. He is for sure second place. I don't know if I'd sit him up there with Michael Jordan just yet, maybe, you know, because he said he might end up playing another 5 to 7 years. So if he can, you know, somehow string in maybe a championship or 2, then yeah, we'll consider him that. But I will. I mean, hey, free thinkers, man. It's a free thinking world. But yeah, back to what I was saying, man. At first, basically, the way LeBron James, he can turn it up all of a sudden is crazy, man. Like he has a it's like he'll be going in good speed, like 150, and then he'll turn it up to 210 all of a sudden in like Game 7. Like this guy LeBron James, he can turn it up another level, bulk up. Hey man, Lee Thanos.
Traffic cones, getting to the rim at will. He took 61% of shots at the basket with an insane efficiency of 82%. Overall, LeBron averaged 26 points on 62% shooting, with 8.5 rebounds,
62%
7
shooting.
assists,
Imagine
2 steals, and 1
LeBron
block
shooting
per game.
62%.
DeRozan and Lowry
That's
both
wild.
averaged over 20 points, but Toronto's defense was no match for James and his overpowering drives to the basket.
People
See,
not
how you supposed to
realizing,
stop that?
like,
DeMar DeRozan
it's
pulling
tough
his
to get
arm
past
like
this
that.
I don't care who you are.
In the offseason, all the moves the Raptors made to improve their team were aimed to defeat LeBron James. To stop LeBron from bullying them in the paint, Toronto brought in a super physical wing, PJ Tucker, and one
That
of the
3 and
premier
D.
shot blockers
That
in the
3 and D.
NBA, Serge Ibaka. On top of that, DeRozan and Lowry both improved and averaged a career high in points, notching more All-Star appearances. In 2017, after the Cavs won their first NBA championship, they cruised through the regular season. Both Cleveland and Toronto finished the season with 51 wins, which set them on a course to meet in the second round of the playoffs. The Cavs quickly dispatched the Pacers in 4 games, and the
I'm telling
Raptors
you,
got
bro.
past the Bucks in 6.
Why, why Paul George always got to get bounced out the first round, man? I just noticed that. As much as I like this dude, it's like when he gets to the playoffs, bro, he fumbles, like, and it's not just him. Like, I can't really name that many players who do fumble like that other than Paul George and Russell Westbrook when he was in his prime. But yeah, the guys like that, man, they like, when they get in a stage like the playoffs, they like crumble and turn into role players. Like, I hate it, but I still like Paul George's game. It's so smooth. It's just only if he was consistent. I think that's the only thing missing from Paul George's package. If he was consistent, especially around this time, he could have made a serious run. And I believe this was just before he started to peak in OKC. But yeah, man, only if he would have peaked with the Pacers. That was my favorite version. I don't know about OKC, and I definitely don't know about the LA Clippers.
Sure, another clash against LeBron. While in 2016,
especially
the
that
Raptors still had a
2013-14
happy
run,
to be their mentality.
he took him to Game 7.
2017,
before
they
the
had high
injury.
expectations. But LeBron had other plans. He poured on 35 points in Game 1, scoring from all over the court and securing a Game 1 win for the
45.
Cavaliers.
Wild.
In Game 2, same story. The Cavs won by 20, behind LeBron's 39 points. When the series moved to Toronto, the Raptors fans hoped that they could come back as they did in 2016. But even though they got better, so did LeBron, who played one of the best offensive series of his career. The Raptors lost Game 3 by 19 points, and in Game 4,
This is the year they had
Cavs
everybody
completed
healthy.
the
Kevin
sweep.
Love,
LeBron
Kyrie.
scored 35 points or more in every
Everybody
game
was
of the
healthy.
series.
But
averaging
Kyrie didn't get
36
injured, and
points,
Kevin
8
Love didn't get
rebounds,
injured
and 5
really until
assists for
the
series.
finals.
Even though Ibaka and Tucker helped Toronto clog up the paint, it only unlocked LeBron's outside shooting. He was hitting all kinds of contested jump shots, fadeaways, floaters, and he even made a shot with his left hand in Game 3. James shot 57%
That's how you know he's just
from the
playing.
field,
He's just playing around with these
48%
guys.
from
He's making
three,
left-handed floaters,
84% from the free throw
left-handed
line.
fadeaway
And what was
floaters.
the best shooting
Like,
series of his
who
playoff
makes
career?
left-handed
Find
fadeaway
somebody who
floaters?
Stop LeBron, in these moments, and I give you $100.
And he was absolutely right. LeBron was so confident that he'd defeat the Raptors. It almost looked like he was toying when he spun the ball in his hands before he splashed a jumper right in Serge Ibaka's face.
That's
The
disrespectful.
King even drank a
I ain't even gonna lie. That's mad disrespect. Yo, that's disrespectful, bro. Yo, he did that in Serge Ibaka's face and then drained the 3 in his mouth, bro. And then this guy's gonna turn around and then sip a beer, bro. Come on
beer
now.
from a fan during Game 1.
Come on
Okay,
now.
he didn't really drink it. He only pretended. But it just showed
Yeah.
how relaxed and self-assured LeBron was. While the Cavs went on to play another finals against the Warriors,
his mind was
the
on the
Raptors had only
finals.
one
Not
thought
even
in mind.
his mind was
How to
already on the
improve their
finals.
team and how to finally defeat LeBron. In 2018, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, and Fred VanVleet all became important parts of the rotation, and the Raptors suddenly had the deepest team in franchise history. This showed in the win
this was a
column,
good
as
season for
Toronto
them,
won
too.
a franchise record 59 games and finished first in the Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers, on the other hand, were a mess. They lost Kyrie Irving in the offseason, who demanded to be traded.
Only if he
In
would've
return,
stayed.
They got an injured Isaiah Thomas, who was half the
And
player
just
he was
accepted
just
his
one
role.
season ago. During the trade deadline, Cleveland traded away half of its roster and had zero stability throughout the year. The Cavs finished the season with the second worst defense in the NBA and had only the 4th best ranking in the East. And just like the whole season, the first round of the playoffs proved extremely tough for Cleveland. The Indiana Pacers were a tough and resilient bunch, and the Cavs had to earn every point against them. It was clear that making it to the finals again would be an uphill battle for Cleveland. All-star Victor Oladipo led the Pacers and took Game 1 in Cleveland, despite a triple-double from LeBron.
Hey, this was
For the
prime.
Cavs
This
to
was
have
this
any
was prime
success,
Victor
LeBron
Oladipo.
needed
Hate to say
score
it, but
46 in Game 2 and 44 in
Victor
Game
was something
5,
special this year.
including a
I think he made the
miraculous
All-Star team
buzzer-beating
too.
game
Here's
winner.
in. James, 2 seconds, 1 second to the win. LeBron
Oh yeah, I remember watching that on the highlights. I didn't see the
There's
game.
3 seconds left on the clock. You're in the huddle with your teammates. What are you telling them?
Let's give me the ball.
Still, the Pacers forced a Game 7, but the King was just too much, and he somehow managed to win the
Look
game
at that.
with another 40 piece. For the series,
Beautiful roll.
James either scored or assisted on 60% of the Cavaliers' points, averaging 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists.
That's a carry
and
job
hitting
right
over
there.
55% of his shots. North of the border, the Raptors finished their first-round series in 6 games, with much less drama. When they met the Cavs in the second round, Toronto's players were better rested, had more experience than ever, had a deeper team, and for the first time, a home court advantage.
We the North. We the North. This is
They were supposed to make the finals this year too.
Raptors team.
They were something
They're
special.
going
Like
to
they
win this
stacked.
series. They got the best bench in the NBA. Well, that's going to come into play. They're going to have 3 or 4 bodies that they can throw at LeBron.
Toronto was as confident as ever that they could get past LeBron and the weakened Cavaliers, especially after the Pacers almost did it in the previous round. For the vast majority of Game 1,
LeBron versus Lance Stevenson, man. You missed that matchup.
Squander a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. Toronto never trailed once for 48 minutes, but LeBron's clutch turnaround jumper in the last minute tied the score and sent the game to overtime. In the OT, the Raptors seemed to do everything in their power to lose the game. They kept missing point-blank open shots, and the Cavs escaped with a victory. Game 2 was close at the half, but quickly turned into a blowout. LeBron dominated 128.
Oh my gosh, hold on, bro. Oh, I just dropped my mic. Oh man, how did that happen, bro? Take 2. Let's get a refresh effect. All right, everything's situated. Let's continue, bro.
110 victory, finishing with 43 points and 14 assists. Before the fourth quarter, the Raptors announcer joked and said,
"We'll be back to LeBronto for the fourth quarter after this."
Soon enough, the term LeBronto was trending. So, the Raptors were once again losing 2-0, and this time, they had to overcome the deficit in Cleveland. In Game 3, they almost succeeded too. With 8 seconds to go, the game was tied, and the Cavs had the ball. LeBron dribbled the ball full court and then took a wild floater off one leg. It was a crazy shot, but it went in.
Throws up the floater. Good night, Cleveland. That is for you.
It was his second buzzer-beating game winner of the playoffs, and the Raptors were now trailing 3-0. After being a better opponent for much of games 1 and 3, no team ever came back from a 3-0 deficit. And with that game winner, LeBron took the Raptors' souls. After Game 3, the Raptors were so traumatized that they didn't even have the usual film session at Sunday practice, because they wanted to eliminate the memory of Game 3's heartbreaking loss. At that point, LeBron was living in their head rent-free, and Game 4 was just a formality. The Cavs won it by a landslide, and it was a sad sight to see. The Raptors looked defeated, deflated, and wiped out, with a hopeless, empty look in their eyes.
Poor Drake.
Sure, they were losing to LeBron before,
might want to hop on that LeBron train, you know what I'm saying?
He was without Kyrie, and he still swept them. For the whole series,
just imagine if he had Kyrie
tempo and controlled the pace of the game masterfully. Most of the time, he
did they sweep them 4-0 this
somebody
season?
Smaller, and then cut Toronto's defense like a surgeon. James averaged 34 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists for the series on 55% shooting.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Unbelievable respect and much respect to these fans, to this country. This is unbelievable. I've never been a part of something like this in my 13-year career. This is special.
And for the Raptors, 2018 was easily the most disappointing performance of all 3 series against LeBron.
Bro, they had a serious squad, bro.
In the
they
first
had
2 games,
everybody. Like they had 3 different lineups.
He attempted precisely 0 in games 3 and 4. DeRozan has played in 14 playoff games against the Cavaliers.
I think they also had Corey Joseph this year
across 3 different series.
So that's another point guard too.
Toronto's coach Dwayne Casey was fired after the season, which was extremely awkward because he won the Coach of the Year award less than a week before. But because of the embarrassment of LeBronto, he had to go, and so did DeRozan.
That's wild. Making the Coach of the Year retire is, not retired. Making the Coach of the Year fired the same season is wild, bro. That's a wild decline.
To the Spurs.
And then another thing too. I hate the fact that like Toronto, I hate they traded DeMar DeRozan. They could have did some. I miss DeMar DeRozan when he was on Toronto. That was like the last time he was really an all-star until most recently on the Bulls, which even though, you know, it's good and all, this season, these 2 seasons that he's been with them has not been so good. Like the beginning of the season, the beginning of last season, they were sitting at number 1. Everything was going. Then Grayson Allen with that injury to Alex Caruso, and then Lonzo Ball, who's still out till this day with knee issues. We don't even know if Lonzo Ball will ever play again. That's the crazy thing. But yeah, ever since then, it's been pretty much a decline. I mean, they got bounced out in the first round. I forgot by who. It might have been Cleveland too. It might have been Cleveland who bounced them out in the first round last year. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
After the last series against the Raptors, somebody changed LeBron's Wikipedia page to say that he's the mayor of Toronto, and a whole bunch of LeBronto memes mocked the Raptors for weeks. It may have been disrespectful, but it was funny because it was true.
Hey, Ain't no stopping LeBronto. If LeBron James is in Toronto, you know it's... Yeah, no, there's nothing to rhyme with that. I was about to try to rhyme some crazy, or it's over, or something like that. But yeah, man, that's gonna go ahead and conclude today's video, man. One simple, easy video. We've been doing a lot of NBA reactions. LeBron James too. He's about to hit that new scoring record. So whenever that game comes out, maybe a day after or maybe the same day, depending on whatever time that game comes out, we will be dropping the reaction, man. But yeah, this is NOT, Nate on top, signing off, man. Possibly tomorrow. Actually no, hold on. I don't even know about tomorrow because tomorrow I have practice, and you know, practice, it gets serious, and it might be a late practice too. So that means I probably won't get home until 7, which will give me about 2 to 3 hours to make the video. 10 o'clock, and I got other stuff I have to do. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility that I do come out with the video, but is it guaranteed? No, it's a 50-50. But Friday, I should for sure. Saturday is a possibility because of game. Sunday, possibility. But yeah, this is Nate on top signing off, man. Love you guys. Peace. Trying to get to 1,000 by April. All we gotta do is continue to speak it into existence, continue to be consistent. I think my new thing now is like I wanna post videos every other day or something like that, man. I gotta find a schedule that I can be consistent on, because you know that's the #1 thing about YouTube, man. You have to be consistent. Although I am consistent, I'm not organized consistent, meaning I don't have a specific schedule to when I drop videos or when I make videos or none of that. It's just free form right now, but it is consistent. I am starting to be more consistent, and that's all that matters right now for me. But you know, once we do get to 1,000, which you know, hitting that sub button helps a lot. But once we get to 1,000, man, you know, I'll probably roll out a schedule, and you know, we'll have all types of things running. The Discord will be bumping for you to promote your stuff, even if you're an influencer. That's the whole point about the Discord, man. Join the Discord, link in the description. Follow the socials if you want. I usually don't post on socials like that, which I only have 1 video on Instagram. But yeah, this is NOT signing off, man. Love you guys. Peace. 3rd time saying it, but this time is for sure. Make sure you drink water, stay healthy, eat good, get some sleep for the next day, for the next grind. And yeah, man, see you. Peace. LeBronto.